Alright, you guys. What's up? Welcome to the 2019, the first half anyway, of 2019 Wave Race 64 rankings. And damn, we had a lot of competition in this last season. Actually, a lot of surprises. And one thing that actually we're going to notice right off the bat, this time around we did drop some players down to inactive. It's okay, those players can still come back and definitely are well-known players too. But this is going to be kind of more of a simple video of the rankings reveal. Not really going to show the videos and stuff like that. I would definitely look at doing more of that in the future. But for this one, we'll kind of get right into it. First and foremost, a little bit of news that I'm going to drop on you guys. I don't know if this will be good. We're going to test this out for a while. But this is the last semi-annual rankings. I don't know, what does that mean, Shibby Pod? What do you mean by that? We're going to do quarterly rankings from here on out. So we're going to do 4 rankings a year rather than 2 that we've done up to this point. So that's a pretty big change. That means shorter ranking periods, more opportunity for movement on the rankings. So we're going to see how that works out and if people like that or not. We'll try that at least for the rest of 2019 and going into 2020. And I think it'll also be good. It'll give people more of a chance to be active in ranking periods and maybe inactive in other ranking periods without dropping down to inactive status. Plus, it'll let us do more videos like this. I think it'll be fun. It'll be good for the community. That's my hope. I guess we'll find out, of course. But right into the list here, I do want to first mention the players that I'm going to have as inactive. So these players will not be on this list due to inactivity. They haven't submitted in over a year and do not have a full timesheet. That's the criteria to be inactive. But your submissions need to be really strong where they are active. So we've got inactive Admiral Smith, Analogism, Illu Dude, a newly inactive player who's already on the Legends list, so it doesn't really matter that he's an inactive. He's already earned his spot in like the Hall of Fame, you know. Ryan Lockwood and Mo also being taken to inactive. It's close. He has a very close to full timesheet, but it's not full. And with it being over a year since his last submission to our leaderboards, he's going to drop down to inactive. Obviously, we all know that Mo is a very strong player, as is Illu, and I mean all of these guys, really. I mean, look at them. But they're not going to be on this list, just a heads up already, this time anyway. But we'll see, there will be more chances for these guys to go active, especially now that we will be doing 4 rankings a year, rather than the 2 that we've done up to this point every single time. So like I was mentioning, this video is going to be a little bit quicker than the other rankings videos that I've made. I definitely recommend checking out those past videos, by the way. But in the future, we're going to keep them kind of shorter like this. I might try to include video content in the future ones. This one's not going to have any video content. I'm just going to kind of talk about the players and their achievements. And I think it'll be good still. Alright, so we're going to move on to our Tier 2 honorable mentions. And we'll reveal these guys here first. Honestly, Tier 2 is for our, I would say right now, Tier 2 are for the strong up-and-coming players and also for players who haven't been active for a while but have a full timesheet. And I think timesheets are really important moving forward. So you want to have every time reported. Definitely want to have every time reported that you can. So here's going to be our Tier 2 honorable mentions right now. Bunta with a full timesheet, Gilly Guide with a full timesheet, pitchy with some strong times. Doesn't have a full time sheet, but he's new. And stone cold hard, always with a full time sheet and slowly acquiring benchmarks. That's what we want to see, and he's going to be a growing player moving forward. Bunta, of course, we'd like to see more activity and benchmarks from Gilly. We just need a return and some benchmarks from him. And Pitchy, just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll see yourself move up, I'm sure of it. So that's our tier 2 right now. We do lose Kirkinator in this one. Hopefully we see his return come the Olympics, because I know he didn't really submit anything very recently, but I think he's got a lot of potential, especially in his expert speed runs. We'd like to see a full timesheet, of course, from Kirk, or at least an expanding timesheet. Yeah, we also see that Bert is no longer in tier 2, and that's because, oh Fish, thank you for the host, and that's because he is going to move up to tier 1, as well as Andy Panther and Braden Hall's debut on the rankings list, as well as Koira Hoshi keeping his tier 1 spot due to his full timesheet. Of course, he's extremely inactive, but the full timesheet does protect you from going inactive. Braden Hall, some real big times over this last, just even the last few weeks, I would say. With like the 52 all championships, a lot of consistency there. Bird 86 has his 111 on Drake Lake already. And then Andy Panther, of course, having the full timesheet and having it just be really well rounded with a lot of standard times definitely earns him a bump up to tier 1. It's been a while since he's been in the top 10, but he still has the potential to get there. Absolutely. So congrats to our tier 1 and tier 2 honorable mentions of this period. Let's see. Okay, so we are moving down to number 10. And so number 10, I do want to go in and we'll do here, which one is, well, we'll give him Southern Island music. No specific reason on the music on this one, but we're gonna go ahead and give number 10 to Quick Person this time. Getting back into the top 10, of course. Last list, he was also, I think, number 10. And still a good, solid overall performance by Quick in this last season. Generally active, some periods of inactivity, but at the same time, when he's coming back to play, he's PBing. He had 3 PBs in one night pretty recently. I mean, pretty good stuff. Definitely by Quick Person. I always like to watch him play too. He gets pretty excited. So, congratulations to Quick again in the top 10. So, pretty amazing. I'm actually going to also mention that Quick Person is a homie when it comes to wave race meetups. He had us over at his place and of course met up with us at SRX 2019. So good stuff by Quick in this last season, and of course we hope to see a full timesheet soon by him. And he's active, he's progressing to fill out the timesheet, and it's looking good so far, so hopefully he keeps on pace with that. We'll go ahead and move on to number 9 here, who we are going to give to As Money. Number 9 being As Money, of course, is nice. He moves out of the tiers of honorable mentions. And Asmoney's going to take number 9. I'm just going to come over here to look at a couple of Asmoney's times. Asmoney, dude, he's got 5th, 7th, 8th, and 14th in RTA. And then when it comes to the leaderboard, he's got quite a few benchmarks like Sunny Beach, Sunset Bay, pretty close on Port Blue, actually, only a half second away now, and Southern Island got the 114, and not to mention quite a few top 10s on reverse and a top 10 one lap too. So definitely earning a top 10 spot here as Money with number 9. His top 10 debut has not been ranked in the top 10 up until now. So definitely a big congrats. That's why I wanted to give him the first place music, because that's a nice jump. I know that we did remove some people, but we've got a lot of competition, and the leaderboard is changing, and what it takes to be ranked high is changing, and it takes a full leaderboard, a full timesheet to be ranked really high. And Asmoney, already at this point in his Wave Race career, is filling up the timesheet. And look at some of these. 4th place on Marine Fortress Reverse, 6th place on Southern Island Reverse, 9th place on Marine Fortress, 10th place on Southern Island, 9th place on Marine Fortress one lap. I mean, Marine Fortress is a 9th place or better sweep. He's got 9th, 9th, and 4th on the Marine Fortress levels. So good stuff. Congratulations to Asmoney on a really good season, for sure. And of course, we're looking forward to the Olympics with Asmoney. The next song I'm gonna play is gonna be Marine Fortress, because of course we always have My Oh My Pancakes coming in. How is that so well timed, Pancakes? Oh my god. My Oh My Pancakes. Planned. Pancakes coming in ranked number 8th. A really strong performance by him, especially when it comes to full game runs this year. When we look at Pancakes, we see here, I'll pull him up. 5th place in normal, 4th place in hard, 4th place in expert, 4th place in reverse, and 3rd place in all championships with his new 52.09. Only 9 seconds away from breaking that 52 barrier, or I guess 10 seconds away from the 51.59. That's a big yeet. For sure. Oh yeah, but My Oh My Pancakes ranking number 8. I know that last time he wanted to be ranked in the top 10. And Pancakes, you can even think, you know, even if you were ranked against Ilu and Mo, it looks like you would have made it into the top 10 here. So nicely done on that one. He's the next 51, Fish says. That could definitely be. I mean, Pancakes is also sitting on some really good, not RTA, yeah, some good RTA runs, but some really good forward runs, like the benchmark Marine Fortress 108.7, which is 6th place, Marine Fortress Reverse 110.7, which is 5th place, and then 6th on Twilight City Reverse and Glacier Coast Reverse, so really strong all around, and 106.569 on Sunny Beach Reverse, so good ILs for sure, and even better RTA. It's weird because Pancakes, I could tell he was probably going to be a good RTA player in the beginning, but he's really shown up, and he's like taking it to another level. Definitely. 7th. Here, we'll slow it down just a little bit and go over to Sunset Bay. And it's somebody that we haven't heard from in a little while, but he's still posted really good times. The Androgene, maintaining here a 7th place rankings. Like I said, I hadn't submitted much, if at all, in this rankings period, but I think he did actually. But overall, when we look over at his timesheet, Andro is a very strong player. For example, let's look at the level leaderboard here. 7th place on Sunny Beach, which is 103.5. 7th on Sunset Bay, 105.4. 13th on Drake Lake, 111.7. Just to name a couple of his good ones. 7th on Southern Island, 114.6. And then every one of his reverse times, except for Glacier Coast Reverse, is top 10. He's got 11th on Glacier Coast Reverse. It's a really good split overall. And Andro, hopefully what we see from him is a capture card soon, and then also some RTA runs are really going to help people boost their rankings in the future. Yeah, Andro is a really good race gamer in general. It's not just Wave Race. Absolutely. But yeah, Androgene coming in at 7th this ranking period. Definitely a full-time sheet, and looking to climb the rankings even further. He's been ranked as high as 6th, I believe, last year in this ranking period, but he did move up from 9th, I believe, on the last rankings. Yeah, he was 9th on last rankings, so he definitely moved up a little bit. Alright. So next, I got a good song for this guy. The Cool Wave song for a cool guy, with Modal coming in with number 6. Because a full-time sheet with a ton of benchmarks, overall, also a very, very strong overall time and average placing. Modal is actually one of our more consistent players too when it comes to just being able to hammer out a benchmark time in a short session. I've seen him do it plenty of times on quite a few levels. Sunny Beach most recently, but I was watching him play Glacier Coast not that long ago, which he has 9th place on right now. Glacier Coast, let's look at his timesheet for a minute. Of course, we all know he's an insanely good RTA player, but just to go down the list on forward, 8th place, 9th place, 11th, 12th, 11th, 8th, 9th, 8th. And then reverse is looking even better with 5th, 6th, 10th, 12th, 11th, 9th, 9th, 5th. And then, of course, the laps are in there too. All about in the same range. But what I really wanted to see was his full game runs. Because, of course, they're all top 10, but reverse is 5th. That's 13:34, a very solid reverse time. And when you have a full time sheet already, very good. His Sunny Beach is fantastic. Actually, let's talk about that for a second. He has a 103.722, 8th place, which is tied for his best placing. And of course, he was one of the first, or I think the 4th player to get a 124 on Twilight City. And now he is still currently holding 8th place on that. And we all know that Twilight City 124 is one of the harder benchmarks to get for the first time. It's a grind. Absolutely a grind. For this next one, we are going back to Port Blue. And my man, number 5, his highest ranking again, Metalhead, number 5 this ranking period. Dude comes in with a wife and a kid and wipes the floor with half of us out here on a lot of the Jetter levels and a lot of the Mariner levels. He's a good all-around player. Sick at diving. Let's check out his spread really quick. Yeah, Metalhead's another player that I've met up with a few times, and he got his first 111 on Drake Lake in my basement. It was pretty hype. But let's pull up Metalhead's timesheet here. Of course, one of his times that I was looking for... Oh, I'm looking on the wrong level. I was looking for Metalhead Sunny Beach, but I was looking on Glacier Coast. Alright, so Metalhead has a 103.550 on Sunny Beach, which is 5th place. One of the few to break that 0.6 barrier. 105.8 on Sunset Bay. 111.7 on Drake Lake. 108.8 on Marine Fortress. Submarine Fortress. Very good spread. Most everything is top 10. A few things that aren't would just be like Twilight City Reverse, Glacier Coast, and Glacier Coast 1 lap. You know, some of the hard stuff. And then Southern Island, he's 12th, but he still has benchmark. So, of course, I guess this would be a good time to just kind of mention we do have the new rule coming into effect next month, which is in 2 days, on Monday, the first day of the Olympics, that if you get a benchmark time, it'll have to have video, even if it's not top 10. So, interesting thing. And, of course, all top 10 submissions will need capture quality video. So, just a cool little thing. Of course, Metalhead is a good Mariner, or a good Jetter player. You can tell, especially with 4th place on Port Blue, and 3rd on the Port Blue 1 lap, and 5th on Port Blue Reverse. So definitely a Mariner, or not a Mariner boy, but a Jetter boy. But I mean, his Mariner is definitely tough too, especially with Sunny Beach and Twilight City. Good stuff, Metalhead. Damn. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here, this is where it kind of gets tight because we have a lot of players who are... we have 4 players left. So, in 4th... Oh, man. We'll do this again for Hayate. This was... tough. Hayate wasn't too active. He's definitely strong overall and has a very high average finish. His average time is a little bit worse than the 3 players above him. However, his relevancy is never gone because he will come in and get some insane PB even if his capture card isn't working on Marine Fortress, you know. And Hayate is on our Legends list. But pulling up Hayate right now, 4th place on Sunny Beach. Oh geez. 3rd on Sunset Bay, 8th on Drake Lake, 2nd on Marine Fortress, 3rd on Port Blue, 2nd on Twilight City, 3rd on Glacier Coast, and 3rd on Southern Island. Really strong forward. One of the strongest forward players, in fact. Probably the 2nd strongest forward player overall. Where he kind of falters is the reverse submissions are a little bit weaker, with the exception of like Twilight City Reverse. But yeah, his recent Marine Fortress PB definitely lets you know he is right there in skill, on especially on Jetter courses. But he is right there, not just with Jetter, but also with Mariner. Look at his Twilight City Reverse, the 134.797. That's scary good, man. It is. So Hayate, congratulations. Top 4. Maintaining that top 4 spot for a really long time. That's good. I I know somebody's really worried right now. I should take a 15-minute break right now just to kind of freak somebody out. No, it's all good. We'll go right into it. Alright. So, here, we're gonna change the music up a little bit. Oops. We'll play some Dolphin Park. Oh, thank you, my pancakes. Someone gift this man a sub. He's already a sub. Anyway, so for number 3, we are moving this man down a spot. Game is going to go down to number 3. Still an amazing overall player. I think where he's kind of lacking right now would be like the RTA categories. But his reverse spread is arguably, you know, one of the best. Second, third, second, second, third, fourth, third, second. You know, so averaging like somewhere between second and third with that. And then, I mean, nothing below, on the whole thing, nothing below 6th place on the whole thing. Now, in full game runs, we don't really have the full, you know, the full thing, unfortunately. But, yeah. So good stuff to game. I do think that we're going to see a lot from him in the Wave Race 64 Olympics next month. And hopefully a lot of good stuff. I think Game is one of our best players for sure. He's also crossed the 103.6 boundary. It's true. This will lead us to the second player on our list. And we will give this music to this player because he's one of the few people who have beaten me, or at least tied me, on Drake Lake. He's tied me on forward and beaten me on reverse. Of course, we all are talking about Dr. Fish, his highest ranking yet at number 2. Dr. Fish, he's still newish. How is he so good? I don't know, we might want to ask him that. He is in the chat. Let's do a quick overview of some of Dr. Fish's level runs. Of course, let's just mention that he's second across the board in RTA. So there's no issue there. But we... Dr. Mother effing Fish. And of course we have his records on Twilight City Reverse, the 134.5, and on Drake Lake Reverse with the 111.2. But, I mean, just overall really strong times. Everything is top 10. I think his weakest one right now is Sunny Beach. The website's, of course, not able to load whenever I do one of these videos. So I can't even really double check. It's a great website that I really love. Okay, here it is. Yeah, 9th place. It's his worst placing. Yep, so I think that he's got potential to bring everything into medal range, though. Overall, amazing spread on reverse, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8 top 3 finishes on on forward. Oh, good one, Metalhead. For sure. And then so Dr. Fish is actually the fastest rising player since Mo. I think he actually ties Mo in like the rise speed to second. So amazing job. I just wanted to mention that too. Dr. Fish is like more committed than most of us. And then, of course, to go through and get second on every RTA is like above and beyond. So yeah, just big congratulations to you on that. I'll give myself number 1 again because right now I have all 5 RTA world records and 20 of the 24 records in ILs. So it is a majority. My average finish is 1.33, so closer to first than to second. And my worst placing is Drake Lake Reverse with 4th place. And it's the only thing that I don't have top 3 on. So right now, I feel like the competition is getting really stiff. It's gonna be close. Fish, well deserved. Yeah, for sure. And then absolutely looking forward to this next period. We got the Olympics to start off the month with. I hope you guys can erase your cartridge data without losing it. You know, just transfer it to another one or use a memory card to store it. You know. Yeah. Oh, we can... Oh, Fish can sub. He just hasn't this month, that's all. Yeah, there is our current and new top 10 list with our honorable mentions. Hopefully, if you guys landed where you wanted to, it's just a sign that all the hard work paid off. If you didn't land where you wanted to, it's just a sign that you got to keep going at it, keep trying. You know, prove me wrong. I always say, you know, this is my list, but prove me wrong. You know, come at me next quarter, since we're doing the next list. Will be looks like in September, probably like September 28th will be the next ranking. So it's you know, you don't have as much time to make an impact, but neither does anyone else. So I think this will be interesting. We'll see what the rankings are going to be like. We'll see if we see some activity from our inactives and push their way back up on the list. Because, you know, all 5 of those guys are really incredible players. So I am hoping that we do see some activity from them. What about you? But definitely thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And don't forget the Olympics start on Monday. And I hope you're ready to play a ton of wave race this month. Alright, we'll see you later.